Hey beautiful, how you doing? Welcome back or welcome. If this is your first time, hi, I'm Lucky, gay guy from prison. I'm gonna stop saying that actually. I got a really nice comment from somebody, so sweet. If you're watching this, you just completely changed how I'm gonna start my videos. I'm gonna stop saying gay guy from prison because this person, I can't tell exactly like who they were, but they said you are so much more than just a gay guy from prison. I really appreciated that. It's so simple and, but yet so sweet. So thank you. So I'll just say I'm Lucky. Hi, welcome if you're new. And tonight, or today, excuse me, we're going to talk about, I'm used to recording at night, but, things are changing lately. So this is the new spot. This is the new spot. This is going to be the new setup of every video, maybe. But at least lately, at least for a minute, this is the new spot. It's a public area. We good. We are good. It's daylight hours. We up at normal people hours. But that's not the point of this video, so I apologize if you're new. You're like, what the heck did I just click on? The first conversation that I ever had with a booty bandit. That is the point of today's video. The first conversation that I ever had with a booty bandit. It wasn't the first person that I met. When I got to prison, you first have to go through receiving. Receiving is like a process of classification, and it took 2 weeks. They classified me. I was a level 3 security, which that's just based off of your points, your charge, whatever. And they sent me to a state facility. That was where I was supposed to do my time, is at the state facility. I get there immediately, just like I've said in prior videos. I've made a couple of different videos talking about booty bandits. Y'all like hearing about booty bandits. And immediately, the first person that spoke to me, as I have said many times, the first person that always speaks to any gay person, transgender person, queen in prison, any queen in prison, they know this. They actually start to expect this, and they take advantage of this, like, fact. I just was not aware that this was going to happen. But the first person that always makes contact is a booty bandit person, like every time. And with me, I got to the state facility. The first person that spoke to me was this guy, this booty bandit guy, and he really used to scare me just because he was the desperate type. There's like two kinds of booty bandits. For the most part, they're the same. I mean, okay, there's two like definitions of a booty bandit, and then for the one definition there's two types. So let me explain what the heck I just said. I've explained in prior videos, so maybe you already know this, that typically most people think of booty bandits as somebody who just like takes somebody's behind by force. That is what people think. That's where the jokes like don't drop the soap and all of that nonsense, that's where that comes from. And those type of guys do still exist in prison, but it's just not as common as it used to be because things have changed in the system for the better. Like there's more consequences for the behavior for your behavior of whatever it is that you do when in prison. Whereas back in the day, there were less consequences because inmates practically ran prisons. So that's why things like that happened. But now they have more just, rules and things in place to kind of prevent people from just running amok up in there. But so that definition of a booty bandit still does apply, but it's just not as like, accurate, I guess. The other term for booty bandit, or definition, I guess, of a booty bandit is more understood by like queens, like gay people, transgender people inside of prison. It's a guy who is chasing any and every tail that he can. Usually first like priority is a transgender female. That's usually the most sought after individual in prison because they resemble a woman the most. They are in transition to being a woman. So usually they're taking hormones, they have breasts and stuff. They actually look like women, resemble women. So that's like the first priority. Then it would be gay guys who are feminine. then it would be just any guy, like, who maybe is a little quiet, just soft-spoken, not as assertive as other guys. Or it could be a masculine, super masculine guy, but he's good looking, like he's just pretty in the face, or he has nice features, big behind, things like that. It's like these booty bandit guys, they're just trying to get them, like, charm them, intimidate them if they can, befriend them, get them to owe them in some way, like where they're indebted to them, something. They're trying out something. They're trying to figure something, or they're just like little signals, send little signals to see if the person responds, something. But within that term, that definition of that type of booty bandit, there's two types. There is the type that I just said that is chasing every single person. And then there is the type that is still chasing, but a little bit more selective, I guess. So when I first got to prison, as I said, the first guy that approached me was a booty bandit. And this guy, like, was chasing everybody. And he was a little intimidating, not because he was trying to be scary. It was because he was like creepy. He was like overly friendly. In prison, it was very obvious to people that I was brand new to prison. Not only brand new to this compound, but people could tell that I was like fresh off the streets. You can always tell. Like, it's just because of the mannerism, the behavior, the way you talk, the way you act, like everything. You can tell when somebody is like new to prison. And I was definitely new, even as a queen. I mean, even with queens, you can tell a seasoned queen, somebody who's been doing time, such as the transgender female that I eventually got in the cell with, and I was friends with her. People could see right off the bat, she was new to the compound too. I arrived on a Tuesday, she arrived that Friday of the same week. But people knew that she had been doing time. Oh, and then also people know you. Like, there's usually somebody, because even though there's different facilities, different compounds, but because everybody is doing time, people get moved around throughout time, somebody usually knows something about everybody, and you can kind of get some sort of information on people just through like gossip, but if nobody has anything to say about you, nobody knows who you are, that's also another indicator that you're new. Katrina, people did know who she was. There was stories about her, you know what I'm saying? But also you could just tell that she was like seasoned anyway. So you have this guy, he was overly friendly to me, even though I'm brand new. That made me just a little bit weird. And also just him, he was just kind of just creepy, like just I don't know. He just really just used to make me nervous. But then there's this other guy. The first conversation with a booty bandit that I had was this guy who he actually was chasing Katrina. He used to try to charm the pants off her, literally. Like, gave her sneakers, a pair of boots, bought her a pair of sneakers, a pair of boots, sweatpants, a sweatshirt, bags of commissary, party favors, because she liked smoking, like, trap, like Mary Jane. That was like her thing that she used to like doing. But she never said no to anything that anybody would give her. Like, if somebody gave her something, she would always take it because you can sell it. That's what she would do. She would sell it. And it's gifts, like, there's things that are considered gifts. And it's free for her, but she gets to turn around and sell it. Over time, obviously, this is like the Queen 101 hustle, is they find somebody who's attracted to them, and that person's like on the other side of the yard. So the only thing that really they can get from you is your time. When you go to chow, they kind of expect you to wait for them or meet them and eat chow together. When you go to rec, they try to, speak to you from across the fence at rec. At best, the dude maybe had gotten a hand job from her at some point, maybe in chow or, during rec, maybe, that's like at best that he probably did get. But over time, obviously, he was able to see that he's trying to get her to move clearly to the other side of the yard, and she's not moving. He starts becoming possessive, but she was flashing her goodies for everybody in the pod and fooling around with quite a couple people in the pod in order to get protection. That's what queens do. And when he started to get out of line, she had those guys straighten him out. They didn't like beat him up or anything like that, but they did go and talk to him like, yo, you coming on too strong. She said that y'all was just friends, so why are you like this? This is so normal queen type of, traps, I guess you could say, like, nonsense shenanigans that they do. The point is, over time, when I was at this state facility, I could not get settled to save my life. I was constantly being moved from cell to cell because either the person was uncomfortable, I was uncomfortable, they pressuring me or just intimidating me, or, it just was just not a good fit or something. I just couldn't get settled. I was trying to adjust to prison. So I was moved around a lot. Eventually, I got moved into a cell in the pod that this guy was in across the yard. And of course, he just started talking to me. I could tell right away that he wasn't really into me like the way he was with Katrina. And it was because of these little details, such as the fact that I was not in transition. It may sound whatever to people. I may act however to people, but at the end of the day, it's like I don't have breasts. I'm not like carrying myself as if I am trying to be a woman. Like, I'm not sitting here telling anybody, even in there, like, oh yeah, I want to be a woman, or I'm trying to get on hormones or something like that so I can, start transitioning into the natural girl that I feel that I am. And I'm not trying to mock anybody that actually does feel like that. I'm talking about the hustle that queens do in prison. You have a lot of gay guys that they know that this is what the guys want. Like, this is what charms the guys. This is what they expect from all queens in prison, whether it really is true or not. And I was not behaving like that. Also, I had a mustache. I was like the only queen ever on any compound with facial hair. Like, seriously. Not the only gay guy. There were gay guys, but they were guys. Like, they were, I'm a guy, obviously. Well, I don't know if it's obvious to people. Who knows? But I am a guy. But I'm talking about in their mannerism. They are masculine guys. They were buff guys. They had facial hair. They kicked it with guys. Like, about, masculine guys. Y'all know what the heck a masculine guy is. I'm not. So people lumped me as a queen, but then it was bizarre to people, like, well, why do you have a mustache? So this turned him off, but he still liked talking to me because, I was the most feminine person in the pod. So as we were talking, I would ask him questions just like about him, like why does he do what he does? Like, I don't understand, why did you give all of that stuff to Katrina if she's saying that y'all are friends and, all these things? I just was trying to just understand the, like, behavior, I guess, of people in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people treat queens this way? And, all of that stuff. Just naive, and at the same time, just trying to gather information. So he really spells it out for me. Like, we're sitting at the table, and he just breaks it down. He's like, well, I have a strategy when going into this. Any smart man does have a strategy when trying to get one of y'all, because you have tons of guys that just will chase you, just trying to get y'all to, trying to get one of you guys. But really, I know, and I've been doing enough time to know that a man has to come at one of you guys with something of value. Like, they need to have something to offer to you. So I spend my time trying to get my situation right, so this way when one of you guys come around, one of you that I like, then I am in the position to get you. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying, like, for example, I don't get money all the time, but when I do get money sent home or sent to me from home, then I keep it and I just save it. I work a job and I save that money, and then I try to, like, live, a minimalist lifestyle, as minimal as you can get in prison, because it already is minimal living, like scraps living. But basically, I guess he just eats what he needs and just tries to save everything else, which is why he had literally, like, laundry bags full of commissary in his cell. And then he did dealing. He had like some deals that he would do with people. He cut people's hair, and he would get paid in commissary. And then he would just store box. That's a huge thing that people do, where you loan out something, whatever it is, a soup, coffee, anything pretty much, in order to get double the interest. Pretty much, you give out a soup and you get 2 back. You give out 2 soups, you get 3 back, and up from there. But it depends on who you trust to do deals with. So that was his strategy. And then when a queen comes around, now he's in a position to actually appear as valuable to the queen, because he can take care of them. That's why he bought her those things, to show her like, hey, I can provide for you. But she was hustling him because she knows that she doesn't owe him anything, and he was just trying to charm her, but she didn't want to get with him. This is literally how queens do guys in prison. And I'm the foolish type, clearly. I was sort of trying that out when I had my prison sugar daddy, because when I was at the state facility, it's like I was learning all these things, and then by the time that I transferred to the private facility, I thought to myself, like, okay, now I done learned, I got a crash course education at the other facility. I'm in a new compound. I can try to apply this knowledge here. And that's what I was trying to figure out. And then also I got lucky getting put in the cell with an older queen, an old school queen. She really taught me even more than what I had learned before, like learned through like trial and error and stuff like that, or just observation. She actually like broke things down for me like completely. And then she put me on to the guy, because then I told her like, okay, it would be nice to find somebody who could just give me whatever it is that I need and keep everybody away from me, and I could just make him happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of just like a transactional thing, just to get through the time, but I was trying to, when my guy first started, and he was a booty bandit too, by the way, when he first started giving me stuff, he was across the yard too. And I actually was trying to do like Katrina did. I just don't have the heart like to do that the way them queens do. Like, I just felt like it's so cold to just use somebody like that. And plus that stuff comes back on you. So that's where I tried to really be like honest with him. Like, okay, I'm not really feeling you. I appreciate that you keep giving me this stuff, but I just want you to know, like, I don't really feel the same way that you do. But then, he kept trying to charm me, and eventually he did. I did move across the yard, and then he tried to get me in the cell with him, but I just wasn't. And then the more that I learned about him and got to know him, the more I was like, I need to get away. And that's what I did, But there you have it. That's like just a conversation of the booty bandits, okay? I hope you guys are having a great day, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.